Plugins. I made a new set of body blocks that are soldered together. It is essentially the exact same thing as the epoxy body blocks, just utilizing a different technique to connect the pieces. Here are my epoxy body block pieces as reference. Now we are going to attach our wire parts to the 3/16 inch KNS that will plug into the 7/32 inch KNS receivers. You will need your wire arms, legs, spine, and neck. Mark on each with a Sharpie where they connect with the body blocks according to your character design. I will specify again that these are 7/32 inch pieces and you will need 3/16 inch pieces to fit inside. You can measure the lengths you need by placing the 3/16 inch KNS inside of the body block receivers. Mark them with a Sharpie and then cut them out. Label your plugins so you know what connects to what. I have all my plugins ready to go, and because they are labeled, I can easily identify which wires they go to. Put rubber cement just below the Sharpie line so you can remove the excess lashing without it completely unraveling. Prepare the ends of the wires for glue as we did in the previous videos. Don't forget to remove the cloth from the floral wire. The wires of the legs slip inside the K&S, but we need to make it a snug fit. Using pliers, we will bend the wires over to create more volume. I start with bending the aluminum wires over and pinching them together. The wires now fill more space inside the K&S, but we want it to be a little snugger. I will now bend the floral wires over to take up more space. Now the wires fit snugly enough that the K&S doesn't fall off. Prep all of your wires this way before moving forward with the gluing. Take this little piece off of the end. You want the wires to be snug inside of the K&S and not protruding outward. You want the bent over wires to reach the top of the K&S. More surface area will give the glue more to bond with. I'm using 2-part DevCon epoxy to glue, but you can also use JB Quick Weld. Get your Post-it note, toothpicks, a little bit of alcohol, and some Q-tips. Score your aluminum wires lightly so that it has some tooth to it for the glue to hold on to. DevCon epoxy is 1 part base and 1 part hardener. Squeeze equal amounts from each tube and mix together to activate. Fill your plug-in with the epoxy, letting gravity do the work. Coat your wires with the epoxy as well. Place your plug-in over the wires and remove any excess glue that spilled out with a toothpick. Dip your Q-tip in alcohol and remove any smudges from the K&S. Set aside to let it dry and repeat this step with all wires and plug-ins. It's best practice to use gloves or finger cots while handling DevCon epoxy. When you have done this step with all plugins, it's time to assemble the armature. Remember, the reason we make armatures this way is so that if one bundle of wires break during animation, you can easily replace it without having to build your puppet again from scratch. Now that the armature is complete, we can move on to the foam buildup portion of the puppet making process.